Then I'm far away in another place. All that I dream of, just is your pillow. Waiting for your love.
I just want to talk over the song because my mindless helps when I get sued for it.
In another place, all I'm thinking of.
I'm still on a mission to make Tuesday the funkiest day ever whenever I'm in here. There it is. That's all I wanted. All right. There it is. Feel it. Perfect timing. I'm dedicated, man. Sexy shit right here. Let's go ahead and do something. You see this? Little wash out, dude. There it is. Cut it up a little bit. There we go. There it is. That feels good. It washes over your body real good. The fantasy I love, just can't get enough. Unless you guys want to be our friends, right?
I mean, if we can avoid lawsuits, then
I got no money. So
not unless you're gonna charge us restitution, and he's gotta get paid over a certain amount of time.
You guys need to give us the money, and it's like I would love to if I had it, but I don't. So.
I mean, I don't know. These days, it seems like people get like brought up on charges like 20 years after the fact. So maybe we won't get the lawsuit until like 2030 or something.
That's a good point.
Somebody like, oh, man, he was using my song back then.
That's true. I don't really know. Is this up? I feel like we're talking like super.
Ooh.
I just was looking at the levels over here, but maybe I'm tripping. Is it not? Check.
I mean, it looked fine to me. It sound fine.
So I don't know, man. Keith was in here as like the pod father, so I feel like if it was dead, we would have got told.
I mean, I would assume that we would have been told already. So,
but it's cranked.
There you go. They cranked that Soulja Boy.
Yeah, I mean,
you feel better now?
Sure.
It's a little louder. It's a little louder.
That works. Hey, look, as long as y'all can hear it in the world, then
all is well.
Yeah, forget what I'm going through.
I mean, I would assume the only issue is like, I know for me, because I talk low, so as long as I am heard loud and clear, not to be selfish, but if you can hear me fine, then everybody else definitely should be heard.
That's been the barometer. It's like as long as
you can hear me,
yeah,
you should be all right. Because I am not the most boisterous person. I can be talkative, but when it comes to the projection of the loud voices, it's not your boy.
I feel like I'm becoming like a real pod nigga because like it was something that shout out to Kenny, he sent me, and we were radio. Oh yeah, that too. I'm radio, all that. I was listening and he sent it to me and I couldn't get over it. The clip was cool. They were talking that talk, but I couldn't get over the fact that they didn't use the audio that they recorded in, that they were just using it. And I was like, why is it such a pet peeve? Like it bothered me like way longer than it should have for me to have to rewatch it 2 or 3 times. And I was like,
where did you feel that disgust and that confusion? Like where in your body did you feel that?
Dang, I should have paid more attention, but I feel like I do a lot in here.
Okay, so it was a gut thing from your soul.
Yeah, because I was just like, nah, I know what you. Because one, I think I really, I think I like agreed with what they were saying too. So I was like, oh, you guys are messing up a message too, because I can't focus, and I know if I can't focus, and I'm trying to focus, if this just drives past, it got real selfless. I was like, oh, this could have been you guys' clip. I had all these thoughts. I was like, this could have been the clip. And it's like, yeah, because we don't know what you guys are saying.
Where's your pride, man?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Where's your pride? But yes, you felt it somatically in your stomach areas, your gut muscles.
Oh, wait, I know. We got to announce the checking because that's part of like, that's actually a check-in.
Oh, that's part.
Story.
You got some somatic. Okay, so yeah, go ahead. Since you are coming to the table willing to share with the group. Hi, my name is TJ and I am a whatever-aholic. I just wanted to share with the group. Check-in time.
So just somatic obviously made me think about like, last week I said some somatic shit. You're like, you're learning. And I was like, I am. And part of the learning is today I had like that first little call with the advisors, like, hey, that practicum's coming up. And I was like, oh, it is. And I'm somebody who doesn't check any of my like upcoming schedule stuff. Because my mind, I'll be like, oh, it's this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, just this, as long as I'm knocking them down in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, end day will show up. And I was like, oh, I mean, it ain't tomorrow, but I was like, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. Oh shit! I was like, oh damn, man. Like, okay, a little excited. For the first time, I got like a little bit of nerves, and I was like, oh wait, we're like done. And she like explained, she's like, yeah, when you get to this part, she's like, you'll do like a little whatever class to kind of whatever. She's like,
It's just a research.
yeah, she's like, but she's like, other than that, you just go to work. And I was like, she's like, yeah, so that's we're wrapping it up. And I was like,
Where did you feel that? Like when you start feeling that excitement and it came to your realization, where did you feel that in your body?
usually when it gets to like the excitement slash nerves thing, I do a lot in this region.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was all like up in here. I was like, all right. And that's why I usually kind of get like stuff with
Sweaty
my
palms
hands.
and tingly.
But I start messing with my hands because I'm like, spread it out. I don't like you sitting and I'm like, let's spread this out. Yeah, let's get this. Yeah.
Little qigong for you.
Yes.
Moving that chi around. You get stagnant chi, you have to like jump and move. Like these are actually things that you can like look up qigong. You can do some of it. Look up somatic. Matter of fact, tell the people, since you're learning, normally I say it, but you are the teacher. Tell the people about somatic and energy and stagnant energy and things of that nature.
I wasn't gonna like stagnant energy, guys, but that was basically like because I've actually like kind of in a couple personal conversations just tried to throw a little somatic thing out there. I was like, you just need physical ways to kind of. It all doesn't have to be up here. It all doesn't have to be you sitting in a chair. It's like, I need physical things to kind of help you through the process.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So something is fit like, I even do that at work. Like that kind of was a bit of my little like approach when I'm doing a couple of these little intakes and behavior things or whatever. It's like, hey, if you get angry and you like want to like punch this and like, yeah, I'm like, that's healthy. Like you're getting that, the anger feels in your body. And like, yeah, it feels like, and kids will have the best way they can explain it. I'm like, yeah, well, to get that out of here, over there is good. And it's not on a person or a wall or whatever. Pillow hurt. No. So actually, when you're telling your kids that, like, hit the bed, you're kind of teaching them something.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
I mean, not even hitting the bed. Like I've done that in one of my sessions before. Like I left the room. Like I let them know like when's the last time you've expressed these emotions or frustration or things of that nature, and they're like, I don't. And this is for like a grief and loss client, so they've dealt with a significant traumatic loss and they're like bottling the emotions up. I was like, I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna set a timer for literally a minute, 60 seconds. I'm gonna step outside and I want you to like beat up on all these couch pillows as much as you can. And they were like, I don't know if I can. I mean, I'll try this, that, and yeah. As soon as I closed the door, and I was like, there it is. There it is. I came back huffing and puffing. I did it. How you feel? I feel better.
I said that like when I first started, and then I've just had this thought like if I was like just somebody with like a good amount of money, I would invest in like a personal rage room.
I knocked the mic out.
Oh,
I hit it too hard. No, it's working, but I just like.
Oh, that'll do it.
But
yeah, like a person like a rage, like how healthy a rage room would be if it was just like fun. Give depending on their specifications or whatever. But if I'm like, yeah, man, give me enough funding so I could just like replenish my rage room on like a monthly basis. Healing fuckers, because you got to get that up out you.
Not even just that, like, because we think of rage room like breaking shit.
Oh, no, like, hang on, I'm listening, but like Keith has this like Big Brother is thing right now. Look at that. I don't even know if he's on the thing.
It just says he's controlling the
screen. Yeah, he's just controlling the screen.
It makes me think of like when he was back here.
No, yeah, it's like that, but over there. Yep. I should have like if we had like screen record, y'all could see this whole thing just looks like we have been like monster hacked. But yeah.
But like we think of having a rage room where you go in and you break stuff. That's probably the more common aspect that people understand. But I would even say you take like produce, like say grocery stores are getting rid of food or something. You can come in and just have a food fight with people. Like me and this other person, this stuff is about to expire, or this, manager special. And we just mother, like, so you're angry at one another or something along those lines, and you're just, I'm throwing food, I'm throwing this, I'm throwing that, I'm throwing objects, I'm breaking stuff, whatever it is that you feel like you need to get it all out of your systems. Do that. Hey,
All right. Look at that. Thank you.
hey, everybody.
I'm putting that one up because you look amazing. Look at that. I ain't even got a cut in a couple
I
weeks.
mean, me neither. I don't
Wow,
have no
man.
shades on or
It
nothing.
is over for you niggas. Like, what?
Look, this is the last thing you need to do is boost his confidence.
What's that?
prior to summertime?
Look, what's that thing Joe Budden says? Like, it's not even our fault. Like, you get out, like, it's the barber's fault. And I'm telling y'all, like, I'm quiet about it, but these, I'm in the 260s now, but it's if it sniffs 240, let alone it's a wrap. I'm burning all my shirts. It hit 230. I'm burning all these shirts. It's a wrap. It's terrible out here. It's sick outside.
I have been, since the pandemic, I have been struggling a little bit with my image. Now, people that have followed me on social media for years, they know I've had moments and spurts in and out of doing modeling stuff and here and there. But they know when my body is like super where I want it to be, I don't wear no clothes. Like, I'm outside. I've
6 minutes.
Turn that
6
song
minutes.
on that you just had, and I'm outside with a button up that is not buttoned up, belly out, abs is showing, shirt tight, muscles is like doing that thing. I have not had those type of moments throughout the last 2 to 3 years. So I understand what you're saying. If I get anywhere close to that in the next couple months, I'm gonna be
trying to
naked.
Try to make it tough out here, man. Black men don't need to cut to look beautiful. Remember that, but there are limits. All right.
You know what?
All right.
This is why I love Moni.
Moni said she was up there watching Book of Eli, like fucking Denzel, post-apocalyptic. Yes,
it's okay. Look, Moni, like, I appreciate it. Moni be doing. She does the thing. She comes and she shows us love, even when we don't love ourselves.
I feel it. Look at that. Hey, yo, Dash is a sick nigga. Like,
we outside.
I gotta
hey, understand.
Is that the bat signal? Like, just like
men, be confident in yourself.
We've been on here for like mad shows. Like, I just want to go in the house. Said one time, like, I'll go outside a little bit. Send the alert. Y'all are dangerous individuals.
I mean, we sent the alert.
Them niggas formed up like Voltron. Like, hey.
I mean, even like say last week when I was the tickets and all that other stuff. It ain't took a second. You was like, all right.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I've been explaining that to people like over the course. I'm like, I feel like we've maybe and I'm not saying y'all misunderstood. I think we misrepresented. I don't dislike outside. I dislike like outside here. Cause like I said, I went to, like I'm saying, like I even had a conversation like that this week, and I was like, I went to school where like we were having fun in a shed. Like when I think about it, they said liquor, shed, Boosie playing, and I was like, time of my life. I come back home and I'm like, y'all got dressed to just stand here and look stupid. I don't need to know your name, ma'am. I'm here for a couple hours and I'm drunk. I could never see you again, but y'all just gonna sit here and look stupid. Yeah, I've really grown. I used to have a number of fake names. Y'all will never see me again, bro.
Both of us is in here grabbing our ankles and tooting like, ass up in the air because we're just enjoying ourselves.
Word to Moon Knight, bro. I've had Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant, Mark Spector. I had all of them, man. I had a Khonshu in the back. I was never me.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Depending on how you feel about yourself, I think that's something that could be explored a little bit more, at least for the check-in purposes. Like, what's the personas that you have as a man when you're confident, when you're not confident, when you're struggling? Like, who are these different people that you are displaying to the world when you're in these different emotional states?
I don't know if I've explored that depth because I would still be me. I just was me with, so you don't call my phone when I leave here. Like, yeah, I just was like in my mind, I'm not gonna come back
Right.
here, but I'm gonna chill because and most of those was really like, I'm gonna go see a friend who lives far out. and I'm never coming back out here on the regular unless I'm coming to see you, my boy. Like, so there's really no reason for us to really like, nah, man, my name is whatever it is because I'm not coming back out here. So if we win or do nothing tonight, there's no reason for that.
But so normally that's been said of like being a negative thing. Like, cause I know the lady folk, they do it. They have different personalities with each wig that they throw on or whatever the case is. So it's like, why can't we have different personalities as well in certain situations?
I feel like the stigma is that we don't do it for the reason they do it. Like they do it so you don't bother me. Like I'm gonna come out here, do whatever I'm doing, and then get on. As opposed to you do it so you can continuously be a fake nigga the whole time. No, I'm doing this so I can get away from here. Like I'm not, but also like I wasn't. But I will say I got to give credit, or I got to balance this fucking beam a little bit, because I'm still not lying. Like to the extent I'm not telling you like the dream. I'm just not dream selling worse with a different name. Where I'd have friends to be like, yeah, my name is Charles and I love you. Whoa, man, what playbook are we running here, dude? Like, wait a minute. So
I can't say that I've told people before when I was younger, like all my 3 actual names are different people sometimes. So like DC is a different person than Darius, who's different than Xavier or Carter or whatever the fuck. Like I'll have different variations of who I may feel like in that moment. More times than not, I'm always DC, but I don't, as far as making up fake names, I've never done the fake name thing.
Oh yeah, no, I had a this is like I think I've told this story before. Like because I used to use, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I use names my big brothers I didn't like. Because they had backstories already attached to them.
My
like,
name is Big Brother Easy.
And I was using real name. My name is something, 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 and I'm from Louisiana. And I just been out here visiting. I had it all down.
Yikes.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man. I'm like, I remember. Oh yeah,
you Will Smith in it. Got everybody out here like jazz.
In my mind, I was like, this is wrong, and then in the back, oh, okay, no, I'm good. Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, like I remember them 3 a.m. calls. Yeah, I'm out here. I hope I get. I never got in trouble though.
Dash said his fake name used to be Roger. What was the last name for Robert Dash? Like, please tell me the last name. Lay, what were some of your aliases?
Oh yeah, she's serious. Wasn't that a show? Oh yeah, no, but I had alias.
Yes.
Yeah, but I had a homie, and his like he legit would come up with names like that Key and Peele skit. So it was like Jaquaviandidis, and it was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you even saying right now?
That could be believable in our community, depending on where you are, especially if you're talking about in Louisiana somewhere.
But he would say that out here.
Okay, no.
And like,
my name Jamiroquai.
Yeah, he's not the guy. Like he just like his demeanor is like super cool. He could have just been like, my name is Ty, and it'd have been perfectly fine. Like he's a really chill dude. So when he said my name is like Jamiroquai Dondi Don, like what? My name is John Jones. Like what?
If you're in a really, really good mood, what name are you defaulting to? Who are you for that day? So say when we do get back outside in the near future, who are you gonna be?
I'm probably gonna be me. I'm grown. I just like I don't have that was a time in my life. I don't have anymore. Like, who are you? I'm the pod dude. I'm the radio guy, and also don't talk to me. Like, I'm just here to have fun and kick it. I'm going home.
That's DC, and that's that's who you see on a regular basis.
Whatever you think, like whatever. I just saw you. It's a little my little 2 cents and a little Channing Crowder thing, but I'm like, I just saw you walk from dog. You don't like me, which is not the same. I know what it looks like because we did, but no. If that's what you got, I think those 4 though, baby. I think you got those 4. You definitely don't got it over here. Don't come over here.
Not like you thinking. It ain't gonna happen. Kenneth, what Kenneth say? Kenneth had his actual names. Same like me. Same like me. Now Lay got stripper names on deck.
Wow.
Cashmere.
You were doing stuff. That's not just
she spoke broken English or was deaf. Oh yeah, because Lay knows how to speak sign language.
Okay.
So you can that's dangerous. Like when you can speak other languages, or well, technically sign language is another language, but when you speak other languages and you can really play off this alias that you have in your mind.
I'm trying to be my better self here, but that was some real James Bond coochie going on, right? Like, like Roger Wilcox. You sound like an insurance. You sound he sounds kind of like a comic book character, like Roger Wilcox, salesman by day, by night, the Dark Stalker.
I'm about to say, yeah, Roger Wilcox sounds like a white collar person when the day is the sun out, and at night he is somebody that is in the
Like,
dungeon.
yeah, Roger Wilcox wants to be Bruce Wayne so bad, and he just always gets it like a second later. Like
I can't.
Batman and marsupial dude.
It's really bad to start signing to get people to leave you alone. I don't have that issue. I mean, I get it. I think for women, it may be a little bit different for them to have to pull stunts like that to like get people away from them. I don't know if dudes really have that issue. Like I think every guy may have a one random situation where he may have somebody that he's not attracted to physically, and she may be up on him, and he's just kind of like,
oh yeah, no, because that's one thing where I've said, and it's not to be whatever, but when I sometimes look at like relationship shits, like if you trust your partner, you really ain't got nothing to worry about what to do. Because like women are really like approach. They like set the conditions for you to come approach them. So I'm not gonna have a lot of ugly women like run up on me. They'll sit there and look at me and blink so from across the room, and I go, "Come on, G, stop it," and then that's it. But that ugly crock-eyed nigga, he's gonna walk up on you.
He's gonna do that. DC's not. I don't care if I'm in that mood where I'm out, button up shirt, open, abs out, muscles popping, shea butter down to the anklets. I'm still not. I'm still here. I'm looking good for me. Hey, that's nice. Enjoy your thing. I'm still going home to put my robe on as soon as all of this is over.
See, that'd be my thing when it'd be like going out with the fellas. He's gonna go out and it'll be a group of, and it'll still say in him like, I really, really, really wanted him, but you didn't really say nothing to him. If she go outside, and this is still not to say any excuse, because my boy, if you got somebody attractive, you just gotta live that life because that's what you signed up for. But if she could be outside in sweats and it's gonna be that, excuse me, ma'am, can I get a piece? And that's just gonna happen.
I mean, but say for instance, Moni set the vibe for y'all. Why can't y'all do the Moni approach? Like, y'all looking good. What's happening?
Moni took the super soldier serum for women and went through like
she's breaking all the barriers.
She went through rigorous training and has the shield of
Moni. She is Captain.
She's got the shield of progression on her arm and shit, and like
it's got a big old P in the middle.
It's like
penis.
Yeah, and like women, like she has to go to battle with like misogynists and women because they'll be like, yeah, girl, pussy power, and she'll be like progression, and they'll be like, die. Like it's a lot.
She's representing, at least for our fan base. We have a lot of progressive minded women that listen to us.
Now they set
and
the tone,
they battle for both sides. I shout out to all of you. I appreciate you all for having this healthy conversation.
Yeah, that makes me walk around. I'm not gonna take the bare minimum, ladies.
I got 4 minutes until I get there. Okay, not now.
It's preview. It's the teaser. We got the Thor teaser this week.
We're gonna vent on that one.
It's the teaser.
We'll come back to that in 4 minutes. But Kenneth, she did call her an icon at this point,
right?
And Roger Wilcox funds the power broker in the Marvel universe. That is hilarious. Quick to
he's on. Like I be thinking I have like stuff in the back of my head to like fire off, but like he's got it. Also, I have nothing in my brain but Thor since I've said that. Like Thor Love and Thunder dropped.
The official trailer. I don't know how to feel about it, but I feel a good way.
I read Gore the God Butcher. I read that part, that like series they're basing it off of. So I'm like through the roof. I've had my time in the sun where I'm like, I don't need you guys to make it specific, but I just know that the fact that they went and grabbed Gore is almost like Thor is becoming my favorite Marvel thing because one, they grabbed the source material.
As you should.
They gave him a personality that he doesn't usually have, like in the comics.
It's not the corny, stereotypical god thing in the comic books.
And when I look at but from Fat Thor back, I'm like, he's one of the more honest representations. I'm gonna throw a little just vomit some mental health stuff on there.
Absolutely.
He's the only one, not the only one, but he's one of the ones I'm like, no, he really represented it. Like this is what it looks like when you're on like your like journey to figuring yourself out.
Him, Bruce, and Peter. When you think about mental health stuff, those are normally three that you can really look towards for some sort of mental health representation.
Facts.
So I like it as far as them having him do the Mr. Incredible bounce back. I'm working out with shit that I ain't supposed to be working out with.
Yeah, I'm like, you're
confidence.
Yeah, you're Thor. You're gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, but still, it's like long-haired, muscular white dude loses the body. He's not feeling the version of himself that's out with the abs out. I'm not feeling myself. I'm not feeling confident in me. I'm not feeling none of that, and I have to bounce back.
And even this one, like he's got his body back, but they even say, you can see in the trailer, I got my body back, but I'm still not right up here. Like I'm gonna go ahead and put the hammer down and figure out my life. And I'm like, this is the best shit I've never seen.
Absolutely.
This is great. Like Tony had his thing, like he built mad suits and like, you know, I'm anxious because the end of the world. But like, you know,
Pepper helped.
Pepper did.
He had no relieving tension in so many different ways.
You know what? You do have to pray for Peter because Peter is like
every version of Peter's doing
dog.
Every version of Peter
is down terrible.
Suffering in silence. We've said this before off air. Like Peter is almost the embodiment of most men. Suffering silence, doesn't say anything, feels like they're alone, and just keeps taking L's no matter how hard they try.
It makes a lot of jokes about it.
And I have to laugh it off. That's all I have is I have to be humorous and laugh it off and then continue to do the work because that's the only way something beneficial is going to happen to me at some point. So optimism.
I'm going on like a random deep dive now, but like, yeah.
As you should. Either that or they go Hulk status and they bottle their emotions so much that they can't power up no
people
more.
keep forgetting like Hulk, like Bruce Banner really does have like multiple personality disorder. That's where the Hulk stem from. The Hulk is actually a living embodiment of his childhood trauma. Okay, that's my 2 cents. That's canon. That's not even that's it. That's what the Hulk is. So we're gonna go into commercial break in about 15 seconds.
But it's funny how like all these themes of mental health are surrounding all these things that we take in content wise and we don't even understand it. But that's why you have us here. So when we return from our self-care break,
say speak for yourself. Okay, bye now.
Cue it up. There it is from our self-care break.
In today's world, everything is about customization. That's why I'm here to tell y'all about Wolf Customs. We can get any and everything customized. I'm talking about t-shirts, sweaters, even cell phone cases. If you have a business or a company or a brand, you probably got a website. You need something custom that's fit to tailor your business to separate you from the competition. Wolf Custom takes large orders and one-of-one orders. So if you got that special event, best you holler at Wolf Customs. You can get custom mouse pads, custom AirPod cases. I mean, it never ends. Tap in with Wolf Customs. Find them on Instagram at _ Wolf Customs _ and get your personal touch today.
Audio.
Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. And make sure you're checking out TGN Radio. Hey.
Peace, family, brother Reza. I'm here. You already know I'm checking in with TGN Radio. Black owned, so you already know that's where I'm at. Tap in.
Wow, that's cool.
Are you looking to buy a home? Are you looking to sell your home? If your answer is yes, call the Walker Group at 310-421-6464. With over 18 years experience, the Walker Group has serviced clients throughout Southern California with their real estate need. Let us be of service to you as well. Once again, call the Walker Group at 310-421-6464 or visit our website at www.exprealty.com. Once again, that's www.exprealty.com.
Hey there, business owners. Don't miss our limited time offer. Advertise on the Good News Radio as low as $2 per commercial slot. That's right. Promote your business up to 4 times a day, every day for a month on live radio. If you're interested, email us at contact@tgnradio.net. Once again, that's contact@tgnradio.net.
Hey, Shariq LeMay.
Hey, what up, Jay Pinkay?
You already know what it is. You pulling up with me on Thursdays?
Oh, you already know Thursdays is lit.
What we doing?
We live on Limelight Live on TGN Talk.
You already know 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern for our East Coast folks. And hey, Calvin, why don't you join us sometimes?
Gee, if you think I'm ready.
All right, Calvin.
What a clown. I can't.
We'll see you then.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We love to have you tuning in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. We'll see you then.
Yo, Jerry, what you sipping on?
You already know, Mike. It's Michelada time. Flavorful, handcrafted Michi mix to top off with your favorite cerveza. It will have you saying, wow, baby, at every drink. Michelada time is freshly made in small batches, bringing you the perfect Michelada every time.
The streets are talking, Jerry. That Michelada time is liquid gold. Where can I find it?
Check out our website at www.micheladatime.mix.com. That is MICHELADA timemix.com. Follow us on Instagram at Michelada_time for news, products, pop-ups, and store locations.
Say less. I'm on it.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl Jules from the Primos Chidos. Did you know?
No, we did not know and I guess we're not going to.
Just had to do it. Had to be done.
Had to be done. It's okay. You had to cut it short.
Time
So. I'm gonna let all of this out. We are into the venting portion of the show. So this is where we just like you're gonna release some shit that's just been kind of weighing on you. The check-in was for us. Now the venting aspect is more so for you or for us to discuss amongst each other because you're a part of the discussion as well. So I hope you enjoyed, our sponsors and people that are paying for ads here on the Good News Radio Network. Thank you for their support. Make sure you go support them.
If you got something going on.
Could be like if you got something that you need people to spend money on, you can buy some advertisements here on the network and on our show.
I heard you famous that you didn't share much. Was still an opportunity for us to share your stuff.
See, that's part of the venting. That's one of many.
To share your stuff.
It's okay. It's okay. You want to vent about that first, real quick, and let the people know because that's one of many posts that we are just going to talk about.
That was just it. Like that was my little segue. If you wanted to share your stuff, if you want people to share your stuff, you're looking for a platform that can share your stuff. Oh my God.
Not even if it's just you, but just the benefit of sharing what you come across in general.
That too.
So like we are shareable people. I mean, when it comes to every type of relationship, platonic relationships, romantic relationships, when it comes to professional relationships, personal relationships, associations, as opposed to like deep relationships, we are shareable people. So you can share all aspects of us with others. Why? Because, such a giver. We are the big bag of chips, the family size that everybody can get some if you just share. You don't need all that to yourself.
A shareable appetizer platter because they got different dishes for different things.
It depends on the restaurant because some shareable appetizer platters really like it's
well,
for
the
one
one
person.
that you like, we're that place. You like.
What if they like Denny's or something?
Okay, if they like Denny's, especially if they're going, I don't know, like people who go to places like Denny's or whatever, and like I've never gotten non-breakfast food from there. So if somebody was like, "Yo, I want the appetizer," I'd be like, "What are you talking about? They make pancakes and decent moderate omelets if I'm drunk and like you've gotten like food from here."
We are the steak lunch special at Sam's Hofstra.
Whoa. I'll take that. Yeah. And
food and entertainment. That's a good size.
Yeah, I'll take the wings and like Onyx in Houston. I wouldn't know. I just know that from what I heard, they had good wings.
Not sharing. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why would you not share us? How do you expect us to grow if you don't share us? You have to let us free.
Some of the appetizers are made.
I'm a peacock. I gotta flap my wings.
This is an amazing. The world could be great. But nah,
we're gonna keep it contained right here.
Wildly Wakanda this.
That is. I'm not upset.
Wakanda
at that.
has a cure for cancer, and they're like, now we're good.
It means we have to share it with the.
Yeah, she's like, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Costco has the best appetizers. I don't go to Costco for appetizers, so I have no idea how that works.
I mean, I guess we like the little.
I don't know. I haven't even renewed my Costco, man. I let it expire because of the pandemic. I ain't set foot in a Costco since COVID started.
I don't think I've walked into one. Like a Sam's Club.
Yeah, no. I need to renew it, obviously. But so, anywho, as far as, go ahead and crack it. As far as my venting is, because this has kind of been bothering me in general, but it really bothered me a lot over the weekend. So I posted a couple stories. My personal page, not the pod page, and posted it on there. I share mental health and all these different variations of information on my platform, as I should, especially if I don't have to create it. I can share stuff that is already created that can speak for me or speak to other people or help them explore different mindsets. So I shared a couple posts, one of which being something related to emotional intelligence. Great. Shared another one that was in relation to basically calling red flags what they are, as opposed to like dumbing them down a little bit or avoiding them or ignoring them, and make sure that you're not settling for the bare minimum and things of that nature. And so many people, like I saw them respond to these posts of like, yeah, that's right, or like people sending me the little clap response emojis or thumbs ups or 100. Like a lot of people were responding to them in positive ways. And some of y'all, I know y'all. Like I know y'all personally, and some of y'all might be the same person that are doing the thing that you are saying should not be done. So it made me think like how many of us don't really understand what it means to do the things that we speak out against and calling ourselves on our own bullshit.
Everybody. I remember when you first we were first kind of talking about this in the messaging back and forth or whatever, and my take on it was also just on another way of like not only just not understanding if you're doing those things, but understanding when people say like emotional intelligence, and that sounds lovely and it looks great on paper and it's got all the foofy stuff. But if you are not an emotionally intelligent person, that's not a diss. If you just haven't had that, you don't have those like moments of introspection, or you're starting on this journey or whatever, or like my favorite term of you found a term or two and now you think you know what all that means, and you might not have done like just the deep introspection of what it takes to kind of get this whole concept and stuff. You're going, I'm not going to take the bare minimum, or this is a red flag, or this is a green flag, but you're not necessarily emotionally intelligent to go, if you're operating from a space of say ego, then everything is the bare minimum. But that's just a regular human interaction with somebody that you might just be getting to know or don't know or hasn't earned that space in your life. This is not a green flag. This is arrogance. You think that this person is a green flag because they do this, and this. They feed your ego. So if you're not emotionally intelligent to kind of take yourself, where am I at and how I'm judging this? It's flags everywhere.
Absolutely. So I'll read you guys the post. Shout out to Alyssa Mancal, in the field, licensed clinical social worker, good friend of mine. Shout out to her. She posts information. Sometimes I post stuff from her. She actually helped me get started on my journey into social work. So shout out to Leah. Love you. The post she put up was, we rationalize red flags by hyper focusing on the few positives and telling ourselves, you're not going to get everything you want in one person. Repeat after me. If I have to struggle to get the bare minimum, it's not for me, which is true, right?
Yeah.
This is true for everybody. These are things that we have to pay attention to. But normally we only look at it from the perspective of being the recipient. I am the recipient of said red flags. I am the person that is perpetuating said behavior of overlooking red flags to settle, so to speak. But I am the one that also has to talk to myself and understand how not to settle for the bare minimum. Now, combing through that, the first part I definitely wanted to like that rang true in my mind is like, what is the bare minimum? Because did you communicate your bare minimum? Does the other person understand what your bare minimum is? Now, granted, I understand I'm somebody, if you know me personally, I'm not a big fan of expectations. Like you shouldn't put your expectations on other people. You should communicate boundaries. You guys should be able to understand one another. You should be able to talk about what the parameters of our relationship is going to look like, because everything that you interact with and every person you interact with is a relationship, not just the romantic signs or kinds that you participate in. I don't want to come in expecting of this person or this situation, but I do have a standard. Did I communicate my standard, or am I expecting them to meet my standard that has gone uncommunicated, and then I judge them for not meeting something that we never had a conversation about?
I like that. I mean, I also like people to do stuff that's tough. Why is that your standard? Like,
that's a favorite question.
Because we don't. I'm not going to expect the bare minimum, and this is geared at. I'm one of the people who's posting it for dudes. I do see a lot more women say I'm not going to expect the bare minimum.
Right.
So I'm not going to expect the bare minimum, and it'd be something about, I don't know, man, dog didn't talk to you. That man worked like, he just worked a 10. He worked a 10 or a 12. And honestly, I'm not going to talk about shit. Like, it's not saying you're not worth talking to, but think about it. Like, he just got off work. He's got time to decompress. Just using this as a fly on the wall example, as what do you really want to talk? I want you to show me attention. That looks cute on posts, and everybody wants attention to a certain degree. So I can't just condemn you like understand all the time. But is this a standard? Is this the bare minimum, or is at some level you're not understanding? Like, he don't want to talk to nobody. That ain't got nothing to do with give me the bare minimum, I don't have nothing to talk about. I just been dealing with whatever the hell I was dealing with at work all day. I just drove home. I want to sit up here and watch anime naked and talk to nobody.
Right. So in that, I'm judging somebody off of them not giving me the bare minimum or them trying to give me the bare minimum, not understanding there's two other contexts that I have to pay attention to. One, is what I'm requesting of them reasonable and comfortable for them, or am I forcing them to overstep boundaries for themselves?
And where is this feeding me from? Like,
where is that coming from?
Yeah, I want my ego stroke, and it works both ways because I saw at least 3 or 4 of y'all, good, my lady friends, and it's correct. It's like you want. It was a tweet going around. It was like you want her to work a XYZ shift and come home and fucking cook a 5-course meal. No, dickhead. Like
and suck your dick from the back. Like you want all that, man, and all you did was just chill and wait.
Yeah, you wildin'. Like both of that as well. So if you, and my thing is what blows my mind is y'all will post these posts back to back, and it's like how you post that about the thing, and on the same token, you
contradicting yourself.
Yeah, and I want y'all to understand contradiction, duality are not the same thing. Those are different.
They are both dangerous as hell. But in order to not contradict yourself, you have to be able to see things from a perspective that is not solely beneficial to you. But we're not doing that. There's so many of these memes and posts, and I don't want to say pseudo intellectual mental healthy stuff because this comes from, well, I mean, this post came from somebody that they are licensed, they in the field doing.
To me, that make it not pseudo. I could back that. This person knows what she's talking about.
Right.
Just
some people's like the Drake quotes and whatnot. Like that man has no experience in all of it.
It'll be that her right there. I don't follow her, but she'll have 1,000 followers talking some stuff that's proven and practiced, and it'll be 800,000 people following Astro Titty Milk and just whatever.
Rubber Band Bobby.
Yeah, like what is she saying, bro? Nothing. What?
You don't know the context, but just like you don't know the context in that post, you don't know the context of the person you are expecting, quote unquote, more than the bare minimum from. You don't have the context of what their situation is. And just like you said, well, where does that come from for me? It's not that I want you to talk to me. I want attention. But does that mean that I need attention right now because I want this person to give me attention? So now when you get home and you're tired and I'm not even giving you a second to shit, shower, shave, and whatever the case is, to like get yourself together, I'm all over you. I missed you today. Hey, you're crossing boundaries for my, can I have a second to me? Like I just came in the door. What did Chris Rock say? Like I just put my foot in it. Let me get something to eat. Let me get something to drink. Let me take a shit.
And I'm to the point now, like, let me do all that. And then while I'm doing all that, I want you to really ask yourself, what are we really talking about? We don't have to talk about space and science and politics.
Not every day.
Don't, yes. Not every day. Sometimes though. Yes. But did you really wait? You've been out of work. You've been away from whatever situation for like 6 hours. Now, if it's that deep, some stuff is just that deep. But other times is, bro, I was a homeless person at the store. That interaction was 14 seconds. Why are you sitting here talking about that?
That happened before you even got to the office at work. So that means you've been stewing in this throughout your entire day to wait to get here and overstep my boundaries in personal space. And then when I say, hey, you can't even give me the bare minimum.
You're mean. That's not that deep a story, big dog. You understand like that.
You have to be able to understand that. What did Jazz say? Shout out to Gates.
All right, come on, man.
Didn't want to cooperate
at all.
So we have to put more emphasis on truly learning people and ourselves before agreeing to be in romantic relationships. It's more than sex and attraction. Of course.
Yes. I'm gonna tear this desk in half.
Boundaries, right? I'm looking for my soulmate. Okay. But does this person know and fully understand your soul, or is this the person that's giving you the attention that you've been looking for?
Do you? Because if you grab the soul stone like Thanos did, you know how his was all clear and watery. Yours is a parking garage with trash in it. I want my soulmate. I'm not coming here. I don't want to come here. Nobody wants. You don't want to come here. Don't tell me to come here and be a soulmate. Fix your soul.
Bare minimum equals flawed, unrealistic expectation. You don't even know how you may be providing them with the bare minimum. Yeah, shout out to Gates.
Putting that back up there.
Shout out to Gates. Shout out to Lay.
Told
you our lady listeners, they fight for both sides, and I appreciate it. I want the bare minimum, or I shouldn't have to accept the bare minimum from you. Like, but do you even know what my bare minimum is?
How long you been talking to Doc? We've been talking for like 6 weeks now.
Nah, you being nice with that.
I am.
It's people that are married.
That's chaos.
And do not understand thoroughly the bare minimum of their partner and how they can supersede that.
I can piggyback off that because I feel like that's birthed out of people who like, you've been talking to this person for, I don't know, man, 5 weeks. And you're like, I should be getting whatever right now. And it's like, you haven't really engaged with this person. We've been talking for 5 weeks. No, you've known this person existed on earth for 5 weeks. You've had 5 dates. And out of those dates, there were what, 2 hours or whatever, if y'all are doing the whatever. So you've known this person for like 10 hours. Let's say you guys had some communication through text or maybe like some phone calls and another. I'll give you all the way up to you've known this person over the course of 5 weeks. You've known them, I don't know, man, 36 hours. Like, you're on dope. You're not expecting the bare minimum. You're at bare minimum.
How about this?
This is orientation. You ain't even got the job yet. We are in orientation.
How about you're expecting the bare minimum? You're attracting the bare minimum because you won't check your thoughts. So when I come into said situation where I've known this person, I know this person exists for 5 weeks, but because we've gone on X amount of dates, which is my expectation, I assume that we should be considered insert whatever title at this point. You're attracting the bare minimum because you're not looking for a deeper connection with this person and allowing it to flow fluidly. You're coming in with an expectation that is based in the bare minimum. To interact with me, this is what I need, which isn't really a need. It's a validation in the ego parts of you. But this is what I'm looking for here. But it's the bare minimum, which is this title, which is this amount of attention. But do I really know this person? Am I really trying to know this person, or am I sitting back waiting for my bare minimum to be shown?
I mean, and that, you know, it all gets it put into like words, and I know like words matter and how you communicate them matter, but it's just like, I like earn that spot a little bit. Like, I just don't know you, big dog. Like, I have no idea. Like, so you don't want to know. I didn't want to hang out with you today because I know that I want to hang out with you once a week. You've shown me you're once a week hang out with a boo. I don't know that yet. We've done and also, I know I've said this a lot, and I'm gonna keep saying it. If you just run it back, like, hey, before we get into like a spicy interaction, tell me back, like, think through our interactions, right? Why do you want to hang out with me? What do you know about me? You're just so cool. What makes me cool? Because you listen and you just have a good vibe about you. Tell me my middle name, and then tell me favorite 2 or 3 favorite colors you think I like. Well, that's not really what all right, cool, man. You have no idea. We haven't had any interactions.
You barely know the bare minimum, but you're expecting more than your bare minimum.
You know,
you're contradicting yourself.
Dating and stuff and like just living life, you realize that like you could do some superhero stuff. People don't know who they in the house with. Like, I don't know how you couldn't know that Clark is Superman. I know how you could know. I absolutely. And it plus superpowers, absolutely. You could do that like that. No problem.
You can do that because, say, reality, if like you want to spend all this time with me, but if we were in a serious relationship, how often would you really spend time with just me? Probably that one time a week that you're not satisfied with right now, right?
Like yeah, that's one bit like this. I want people to just, I don't want to take out, because when people say, I think this on like the Disney Channel fantasy thing, like that level of love sure is still there. Like, I love this person. Like, yeah, in my mind, I love you enough.
That's for Nazis.
Yeah, like if that if there was like a, I don't know, man, a sea of dragons outside, I'm gonna grab my sword and like that's the amount of love I have. But in real people land on Earth, I go to work for this amount of time. I do a podcast and radio show. So I have this allotted time. I'm Gates. I have a whole clothing line and I'm a business owner and I'm this. So when you got this, that's not the bare minimum, fam. That's all I got. And you understanding the other side of what you requested, I want a boss, baller, amazing, blah blah blah. So man, I don't know if you figured out that person exists and he also works at the Sitgo. Like, good luck. But like you look on whatever, even the celebrities we're talking about, it's like, yo, man, I really would love to be booed up with Damson Idris until he's off shooting for like 6 months to a year and then has another project because he's lined up back to back to back because my career.
To do that means you would have to understand him and their needs more than their bare minimum. That way you can provide them something that is deeper connected to their soul.
If I said like me and every man on the planet at some point was like, if it's like, oh my God, Rihanna. If you're gonna be the new ASAP, then I have to just be holding baby bottles throughout Barbados because we're on tour. We're not even on tour yet because we have to go and do Savage Fenty stuff and like move mountains and stuff. So if I'm gonna be that dude, I better be a plane flying. She's got 2 hours to come up here and put a mouth on me, and then she's got to go like flip the world over in business. Cool, because when I signed up to get like the billionaire mogul girlfriend, baby mama, wife, I was like, oh, that's part of the package. I saw that in the fine print. That wasn't even the fine print. That was on the front page. Damn, the fine print. That was right on the front page.
But are people getting that deep, or are they just going with the fantasy surface level? She fine, and I'd like to have her.
I think smoke dope. Sorry.
Like Days Gone, hitting PCP, y'all rippers. Lost your mind. As a video game reference, y'all can look up yourselves. But like you're dwelling in
Rolling
this surface
Heights ball, laying on the floor. Like
you are surface level couch surfing these deep, intricate situations, and you're not really diving into it. So even like say the other aspect, the beginning part of the post of rationalizing red flags, focusing on you can't get everything you want out of one person. That's settling. Now, you don't want to settle for anybody else, but are you aware in your life if other people are settling for you? It's an uncomfortable thing to dive into. Like, I'm not going to settle for nothing. Well, your man settled. If we want to be honest, did you really ask him if he settled? Do you meet all of his qualifications? Does he meet all of your qualifications? Did we just settle? And if we did settle, why? Because you can't say, I don't want to overlook red flags, or I don't want to settle for this, or I want to know my worth here, but I'm settling for this situation because I didn't deeply get into it and do what Gates was saying earlier. It's like really diving into knowing this person before I focus on the title, or was I title first and settled for the title?
That makes sense. Yeah, me giving someone all of my free time may look like the bare minimum, but if they're understanding of my life, they'd understand that is actually a lot. Bars.
Shout out to Nina. Welcome to the conversation.
Other people's. Yeah.
I mean, it's a rough thing to think about, but it's a reality. Is somebody settling for me? And we all can ask that question. I mean, in every aspect of your life. Am I settling for a version of myself that could be burdened? That's a conversation you can have with yourself. Am I settling for this version of me? Am I overlooking my own red flags? Am I looking past this version of me to just settle for some shit because I don't want to do the work, or I don't want to be uncomfortable, or I don't want to overexert myself or extend myself in different ways? Like, if we talk about settling for real, how often are we surrounded by settling for certain things because we don't want to do the work of like uncomfortably approaching things with the mindset of progress and deeper connection?
Settling, damn. But that's
they the originators that made it comfortable to settle, but they version of settling wasn't as comfortable as.
I think what like this conversation, right, is like what sometimes gets on my nerves. Those posts is because like those are dope in general. But it's like that one statement will be used as like a blanket thing, period. And then it's like, oh, y'all going out about life like that. But the series of thoughts that we're having right here in this conversation, I'm like, yeah, that statement is dope, but that statement goes literally infinite infinite ways, because you might be literally that person in that post. Understand yourself to go, okay, I'm overlooking literal trash, like, and then going along and getting abused. Then there's people who are like using that and speaking from a space of ego. So you have to really understand yourself and where you're at when you like listen and run with these concepts, because it's like you're not getting the bare minimum. You are talking to a Gates. You're getting all this person has, because they really could take that time that they have free
and delegate it towards something
anything else. And it's like, I gave it to you. Appreciate that. That's another lovely word. Appreciate what you're getting, because you don't have to. Now,
but if I appreciate what I'm getting, then I'm settling.
And look, I understand what you get, because it's like, look, like I said, okay, like I said, if I'm thinking like some of some of the dudes talk, if I'm gonna use the Rihanna example, man, she only really have time to see me like 2 or 3 days out the week, because rest she's flying all over the country 2 or 3 days out the week. With Rihanna, probably is still wild, better than usual, but whatever. It's like, I want a girl that's up under me all the time. That's perfectly fine, and she could be up under you all the time. And then when the mortgage hit and you like, yo, this is expensive, and she's like, well, this and this and this, you go, well, where's your money? And she goes, I don't have it, because I don't take that time to go.
You chose the bare minimum of me being up under you all the time.
So, think about this. Like, you always want, because y'all can ask me on the show, in my personal life, and wherever. So you would take not seeing, my wife could be a firefighter. I will see you these 3 days a week, because that 6 figures is coming from you saving the city on a daily basis. Allowed us to like grab these kids, and we went to fucking Ireland because we were bored. We just took a thing and said Ireland, and now we can go. Why? Because we both filling this up, as opposed to, but if that's what you want, that's what you want. My thing is just, y'all be saying stuff and then get mad at what you said. I know what I want.
We gonna let that breathe a little bit. Go to these commercials, take a little self-care break. We'll be back to finish the next part of this event.
I can get to this play button. Oh,
there it is.
What's cracking, fools? It's your boy Caesar Leo. Caesar Leo knows it all. Check me out every Tuesday at 1 p.m. right here on TGN Latinx, The Authority and Radio and Podcast. Let's go, baby. And what? Fool, you don't like it? So what?
Are you looking for a DJ for your next private party,
there
wedding, club, corporate event, tour, or even bar mitzvah? DJ Dash is the guy that can get it done. With 10 years plus experience in both audio and video DJing, I can cater to literally any crowd for any occasion. Call or text me now at area code 323-854-2013. Once again, that's 323-854-2013. And don't forget to keep up with me on all social medias, including SoundCloud, handle @approved, DASHAPPROVED. See you soon.
Manuel Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. Hey, and make sure you're checking out TGN Radio. Hey.
Peace, family, brother Reza. I'm here. You already know I'm checking in with TGN Radio, Black owned. So you already know that's where I'm at. Tap in.
Hey, Michael, that's a dope ass shirt. What is that?
You know what it is. I only rock the Flyest gear, and the Flyest gear can be found with TGN Radio.
Where did you get it?
TGNradio.net. Go onto the page, click TGN Shop Store, and you can get everything you need.
I'm getting mine right now. And make sure y'all do the same. Go get your TGN merch. Enjoy your show.
Are you looking for the best barbershop experience? Then the Locker Room Barbershop is the place for you. Check them out at their new location, located at 16900 Lakewood Boulevard, Unit 204 in Bellflower, California. If you would like to book an appointment, you can check them out at thelockerroom05.com or on Instagram at The Locker Room Barbershop LLC. Feel free to call the number 562-202-9602. Again, that phone number is 562-202-9602. Can't wait to see you at the Locker Room Barbershop.
What's happening, family? It's Dre, aka Big Draco. Be sure to tune in to We Don't Make the Rules live on Sundays at 5:30, only on the Good News Radio app.
Find it on TGN Sports. Are you looking for a daring and creative clothing line? Then look no further. Check out lucrative.com, where upper echelon intersects with the streets. And for you community-minded folks, they donate one t-shirt to a local shelter when you make a purchase. Lucrative encourages individuals of our community to create opportunities for themselves. Shop now at lucrative.com. That's lucrative.com. LUCR8TIVE.com. Lucrative. Inspire more, create more.
Hey, heathens and hoes. It is the baddest bitch on the block, Eric Devante from the Get Right Radio Show. Here to remind you that you should check us out every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on TGN Talk.
Shout out. Yeah, I had to let them.
Let that one ride.
Yeah. Let them ride. Shout out to the Get Right, man. We love Kelvin and Eric.
I really like. I found like everybody has their level of chaos, but I respect that like both of them. I'm gonna get my Avengers team of just burn the worlders, and they're there.
They have their moments.
Yeah, I just gotta.
I think Kelvin a little bit more than Eric. Eric has his moments where he can.
And I'm
here for it.
I realized the patience that Sidious needed. Like you don't make a Darth Vader like in a week. You let him
brew.
Yeah.
Treat him like oxtails. It's gonna take a while.
Man, you gotta let that simmer. You gotta let it marinate.
Yes,
ferment.
Y'all make sure y'all check them out. Check out the Get Right on Sundays.
Evil fermenting. That's sick, my bad.
It is what it is. But before we went to commercial break, we had a couple comments. So let's look at these. Lay, we are all settling. Everybody, every last one of us, myself included, and y'all settling. People are looking for perfection when perfection doesn't exist. So you settle for the closest to that for you, not necessarily a bad thing. That is not 100% false. It's true, but I'll challenge that a little bit and say, like, are you settling consciously or unconsciously? Because you may not get perfect in general. Because whose standard are you using to measure perfect? That's one part. But if it is perfect for me, then it is perfect. Now, am I settling for my variation of perfection, or am I settling for the closest thing to it because I don't feel like doing the work or want to be patient enough to get to that point where the perfection for me and for them has manifested itself?
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is because like I don't know that it's always that cut and dry, because like you just said, like understanding where did you get this idea of concept of perfection from.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can honestly say your concept of perfection is some well thought out stuff, you've done all the that's my daddy's perfection, that's my mama's perfection, that's my school teacher's perfection, that's my homegirl's perfection, that's
Christianity's perfection,
that's Christianity's perfection, that's social media. If you can really go, okay, this is my perfection, then I feel like all of that has to still be in a moment of flux. If you're understanding perfection in people and growth and whatever, yeah, this person is perfect. I don't know, man. Maybe you run perfection like a subscription. Like this shit was really perfect for this month. This was perfect. I'm gonna re-up. This wasn't that perfect. I'm not gonna unre-up, but we're gonna have to, I'm gonna send some emails to the people like, hey, I really liked when y'all did this. Can we figure out this being the thing? Also in that time frame, if I'm doing my own growth and work, then hey, we were perfect these past 3 months. Okay, I like this service. I'm not going nowhere. They can, I'm not gonna unrenew my membership to the gym, but I like them to get newer stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna just complain.
Or stop coming to this location.
Yeah, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm still a part of 24. You know what? Even there, that was good. I'm still a part of 24 Choose or wherever y'all go.
I mean, unless you just, like I said, you can leave. You have options to leave and go get a membership elsewhere.
Yeah.
Based on your, but I don't want to go through the rigorous thing of canceling my subscription and finding a new gym and figuring out how it fits into my schedule. Like, I don't want to do the work to really find what I need and what my version of perfection is. So I'm going to stay here and just figure out how to make it work for me, which is settling.
Yeah, because like I say that a lot, like, and I understand that, like, it's nice to just be like, comfortable where you're at, but also I'm an avid like believer, even if I don't like it. It's like, yo, man, you can't cheat the system. And in my mind, unless somebody comes out with like, the Dr. Strange circles and tells me different, it's a universal law that like, you just can't beat the system. It's a 50-50 shot. This is amazing. You jump off the cliff and you land somewhere in Asgard. It's gold. Everybody got the titties out and it's lovely. Or you jump off and it is ground. And then you just scoop it all and you put it all back in. You crack your neck. You got to climb all the way back to the top. And then you get to jump again. And then that's it. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Even if you sticking with the gym analogy, right? This isn't my variation of perfect, and I want to complain about it. It's not this, it's not that. This location, this whatever, doesn't look the way that I think it should look. It's not functioning the way that I think it should function. What was your purpose for being here? My purpose for being here was to lift weight and exercise and do this and do that. Cool. Are you able to do that? Yes. So then based on what you're trying to accomplish, you have access to everything that you're looking for, right? Yes. So then it's perfect for you. This is the best location. This is that. Focusing on my purpose and what I need and how I'm utilizing the resources that are available to me lets me know that this is actually perfect for me for right now. When I start deviating from that and focusing on other shit that doesn't matter, then I start to compare it to a level of perfection that really isn't even necessary.
We focus on the what, kids? We focus on the why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want that? Why did you say that? Why you do that? What you really looking for? We're gonna just have to let that ride. In my mind, I'm creative enough to put that on, but I'm not gonna put that on myself today.
You'll figure that out later on. So
by that time, we'll have enough money. I'm gonna just pay somebody.
We can have more money if people shared us, like we said earlier. For this,
I'm gonna hire a person of color. I would love to have like cool little black girl like art enthusiast. Like, oh yeah, you want to do like this is our art person.
Somebody really eccentric that like wears cosplay and things of that nature.
A fucking monster girl, yo. But like
you wouldn't focus on the work.
No, I'd be ready to beat up the world. I'd be like, we protect her at all goddamn costs. She'd be like 22, and it's like, who are we beating up? And it's like, bro, he just made a dumb comment. I would go dumb Big Brother mode. It'd be the worst. It'd be the best worst investment.
Steins Gate.
Yeah, just like
I want her to live.
Yep.
I'm going to protect her.
What's that Homer meme? We protect the sweet. Yeah, he's a bat like that.
Anime references, goddammit. Some of you watch, some of you don't. You guys miss out on so many references.
There's so many cool new ones coming in. That's beside the point.
It's beside the point.
Seasons and stuff.
So, second post. Emotional intelligence. Just saying the word alone, that gives us a topic to discuss because people don't really understand emotional intelligence, but whatever. Getting into the post. The post says emotional intelligence is a love language.
What?
It says it's not us versus each other, but it's us versus the problem.
I reposted that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that part. I remember that.
We don't have to internalize each other's inner conflicts. We have to practice empathy, be each other's peace in a world that already has enough conflict. Couple parts in there I resonate with, and that's why I posted it.
Yeah, I reposted that from you, and I was like, okay, I remember that.
But there's context that is drastically missing.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like where I see a lot of those, and I'll save them, and I'll like them, and I'll piece them. But I'd be so scared to post those because it'd be like I just will see them posted. And I'm just like, because you posted this, and this, which to me counteracts what you just posted. That doesn't make sense.
I'm conducting research experiments.
And I talk to y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I conduct research experiments. I know that there's context. My brain goes in different directions, and I know that we can process it differently on the show. But I post it without context just to see how people respond.
Oh no, that's my bag. That's like, I mean, some people get it, but that's definitely how a lot of these posts go on the page. It's like, it's just chaos. I'm like, scroll through. What does this mean? It means exactly what it meant.
What does this button do?
Yeah. But as far as that, I really like that concept of, obviously, solution based is a thing. It's a lovely thing. And it is like, okay, I understand that. And this is not even a romantic thing. Me and DC are really great friends, but we did not have the same experience. So I have to go, okay, me and DC have problem, but I understand DC is good man. So I go, it is me and my brother here, and there's a problem over there. Let's jump this motherfucker. And then that's usually how things work. But I don't go, this evil piece of shit is trying to fuck me up. It's like, he's got a perspective. All right. And his perspective is based on his experience. Let me go ahead and tell mine. And we kind of do the whole, okay, take that out that we didn't need from yours. You Tony Stark. Watch comic stuff, man. This is all my references. You just piece what needs to go where, and it's like, okay, cool. And that sounds simpler than I guess everybody, like, easier said than done. But it's like also kind of no, because like if you went in with the point of like, this is my person, my homie, my friend, my sister, my mama, whatever, because you have somebody in your life that you run this experience with. And if you took that with, me and Ashley, she's my homegirl. She's really not your homegirl because she's an amazing person. Y'all are homegirls and or homies or whatever because y'all go, I fuck with this person, I love this person, I trust this person. So I know that whatever we're going through is whatever issue, and then we come back to the fold and beat up the issue. Somehow when it get to she's supposed to do what I need her to do. That's my woman. You've already thrown yourself out.
No, because there's some people that have friendships like that where we're best friends, not because we're good problem solvers together or that we trust each other enough to listen to each other's perspective, but we co-sign each other's bullshit and don't hold each other accountable. That's why we're good friends.
Not gonna lie, that is not a friend. And that's why, if hypothetically speaking, if anybody has ever had any critiques of how individuals may or may not say things on the show, I'm gonna always ride because it's the same. There's not a time when I'm not up here just, I'm just not as loud as y'all on the internet with some of y'all shit or just in general. But when it's like, hey, you talking out your ass. Excuse me? You talking out your ass. Lay it deaf, bro. You talking out your ass. And I go, all right, man. And he's like, I know that kind of stung, but talking out your ass. So if you want to talk about why you talking out your ass, we could do that. And then I do that. And he's like, you see how you kind of talking out your ass? All right, thanks. That's how that works. Just I don't know. I don't have. I wish I had a more. I don't wish I had a more clinical way to say that. I do, and I'm not gonna say it. You're stupid. It's dumb. Like it's the dumb way to go. I use that in everybody, the people that like I've grown to love out of experience, and like the people who like share genetic material with me. I'm not wrong.
That is lacking emotional intelligence, and it's not solution based. If you do the opposite, what you're describing, being solution based, having emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is kind of like what we were discussing, in the second segment before the commercial break. But I don't have to like this, but how can I understand it better? Being emotionally intelligent is being able to look at somebody's perspective, whether you 100% agree or not, and not let your emotions supersede the conversation or convolute whatever problem that needs solving. How can we approach this thing together? How can I take your perspective and my perspective? This is a 12-step program. I got 6 steps. You got 6 steps. That's how we get our 12 to get us to where we need to be. I can't take my 6 and say, let's do my 6 twice, because that's what is needed to get us to this solution, because my 6 steps are better than yours. That's not how this works.
Go down and you go back. That's 12. 6 up and then you go 6.
You go up down there riding yonder. You hang a rat. And you're going to go down there till you get to that meal right there, and you're going to hang another rat. And then you're going to drive about 3 miles down, and you're going to hang another rat. And you drive for 4 miles, and your ass going to end up right back here.
I don't think, this is a bit of a detour for 2 seconds. I really don't think we appreciate like how smart and clever like old black men were, like to put those type of phrases together, but they come up with actual amazing wisdom things. Like I would take a panel of like old black dudes with some whiskey over like a TED Talk panel of like learned quantum physicists any day of the week.
Those learned quantum physicists had them granddaddies that planted the seed to get them exploring more stuff. And they were emotionally intelligent enough to trust what was given to them, pour some water on that seed and cultivate it and let it grow into whatever quantum physics that they feed themselves off of now.
That's one of my like favorite bars. Like, I know I've said that before about like what emotional intelligence looks like, and it is like gender specific, but it's not just to this, because it's like, the critique of men is like we're not emotionally expressive, and it's like I don't know if that always correlates to not understanding. It's like, my realm, black man, my realm of consequences. You get a little too wild, you finna die, like Whereas on the other side, it's like wild, rampant emotion is kind of just become par for the course, but that doesn't necessarily make you intelligent with it. That just means you, like I have a lot of tools, but if I don't know how to, like, if I only have a hammer, a screwdriver, and a set of pliers, but I really know how to use them, I'm probably way more intelligent than you over there with the toolbox. That's just, why did you take that drill and throw it at the wall? Now you have no idea what you're doing with these tools. So
I mean, that means you would have to understand that they are not the same thing. So sometimes when we think about being emotionally intelligent, we say somebody like, say, for instance, for men, black men are not emotionally intelligent because they're not emotionally expressive. That's not the same thing. Somebody cannot be emotionally expressive because they are emotionally intelligent enough to understand how not to express certain things in certain ways in certain situations. Like they understand the parameters well enough to say, this is not a space where I need to express this type of emotion. I am intelligent when it comes to my emotions and what this other person's emotional response may be if I demonstrate said responses to them.
Or if like yeah, like kind of like, you know, when you listen to like artists talk, regardless of your artist, if you're a musician, if you're a filmmaker, if you're, a lot of what they say is like, I don't have any ability to communicate this, so I'm gonna communicate it. That's all I got, because
Right.
this is, and you look at that, and that's why art works. Is we're like, yo, I feel whatever they was trying to do. I can't even express it, but I can. So if we're using that as like any type of measure of emotionally intelligent, I'm intelligent as shit. I just, the way you want me to say it, there's no way to do that.
Right.
Like you know, like say if, you know, people that are on the spectrum, like dude can look at a thing for 2 seconds and draw the whole sky. That's an intelligent motherfucker right
Absolutely.
there. He's just not verbal. Cool, this part of the brain, but it's super vast. You can't just bottle these. We try to make things super simple, and it just ain't, man. Like that's part of my biggest frustration with a lot of these conversations is you make it as simple as you can for understanding, but you're trying to simplify it to make it like that's not part of the thing. It's
You're
not
simplifying it to make it palatable for you, but
that's
that doesn't
not it.
make it simpler. That actually can make it more muddy. So like emotional intelligence, right? Children, babies are emotionally intelligent. I understand how to respond to something based on what I'm doing to it. And I learn like, oh, I can understand when I do this, it causes this emotion in that person, which gets me this result. And they learn how to manipulate it. Even as an infant, like crying in this manner gets me titty. And I like titty because I'm hungry. So when I cry like this, I get titty. Or when I cry like this, because the cries are different, you may not recognize it, but they are different. When I cry like this, I get this diaper taken off of me because that shit is heavy, it's wet, it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. So I'm going to cry in this way. Certain emotional response happens in that person, which gets me a certain reaction. And we do that all throughout our lives. But at some point, we approach one another as adults thinking that we have somehow lost the ability to recognize this expression of emotion gets this expression of emotion for that person, which gets me a certain result. We understand that I don't have the ability to recognize how this person's responding to me. I don't know what their emotions are. I don't get it. I don't understand it. How do you lose something that you were automatically born with?
That's a good point.
Kenneth.
That's why babies are the perfect example of that. If you let a baby,
if you yell at a baby, my bad.
Oh, you go for it. I'm fucking this all up.
If you yell at a baby instead of letting them express themselves, you stunt their growth. Culturally, as people of color, how many of us have been yelled at as children, youth, adolescents?
Give you something to cry about. Knock this shit up.
It's a cultural norm for us to say those type of things in families of color, but just like Kenneth is saying, it stunts your emotional growth. Not because you lose that ability, but you suppress it. And I've been emotionally intelligent to know that if I do this, this is the response, and I don't like that response. So I'm going to suppress this emotion, which leads to me not being emotionally expressive. I'm emotionally intelligent enough to pick up on it. But I'm utilizing suppressing my emotional response to protect myself.
And yeah, and I would just say, like, you know, once again, this is just for all parties involved, like dudes, women, or whatever, just understanding like what understanding emotions look like. I'm not expressive, but there's not a dude that I know from a variety of walks of life, like, you know, niggas who have explored the street side of life, and then just regular, you know, I'm a regular square Joe Schmo college dude, but I understand like, hey, it's off in here. He's looking away. They're looking away. I just watched them interact twice. That was a bump. He's over there. There's been 3 or 4 dudes gathered over there. I'm just intelligent with my eyes, but I'm also can feel the energy in the room. Every dude on planet Earth there's jokes and memes about it where it's like, oh, you have an attitude for who knows. I'm intelligent enough. I may register that you don't move it, but I'm intelligent. Like, I can just logically go, you're mad about this. That's messed up. Like you are now over the top, and now I have to somehow like bottle this genie of evil back in. And that's I'm still very intelligent emotionally. You're wilding, and now you wilding is now me being like, silencing
turn
your
into Jafar as opposed to Genie.
yeah, I'm not silencing your emotions. Then that's where everybody starts throwing terms around and being really evil because like you saw a post and you said like you're silencing me. No, you're wrong.
Oh, when people start gaslighting, when they
Yeah, like,
utilize this terminology and don't really understand what it is.
and that goes back to some of that where we started with this bare minimum stuff. Is like, you're giving me the bare minimum. No, I'm not. You're arrogant. And I know that there should be a way sexier way for me to put that to everybody, but this is some real ego shit. You're arrogant.
You're not being my peace right now, which is what you said that we should be trying to be. Because my peace comes from external. It comes from other people as opposed to coming from within me. Right. Be his peace. You can't. You never will. That is an unhealthy expectation. That is some of the bare minimum I should suck his dick and be his peace. You can never be my peace. If you're entering the relationship thinking that you can be my peace, we're already fucked because you can't be. You should be seeking somebody that is as peaceful as you, which you've most likely attracted somebody that's as peaceful as you, whether you think you haven't or not. But that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, I think even the concept of like be his peace is wrapped up in arrogance. Like, be his peace as if you are the thing that I don't know peace unless I'm with this person.
This is the only thing he needs,
No,
and that
man,
thing is me.
It just literally means get out of the way. I am walking in the door. Move left so I can lay on the couch. Get out of the way. I am walking in the door. Move right so I can get in the shower, wash off, and then play the game. Move out of the. Be my peace is get out of the way. I walked out this door today and went out in the world, and everything in the world was in my way. I was fullback all day. I plowed through everything. Your only job is to that's it. Where there is like, hey, this is an obstacle. I'm just gonna move. That's it. And I'm gonna go, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I sincerely appreciate you just not adding any more to my bar. I said way to quote goddamn me. It would pull a me on me. I thank you so much. You came over here and you spotted me. All I needed you to do is just do this. You did like a little, and that's it. You didn't come put no more in the bar. I didn't even ask you to take nothing off the bar. If you do, love you forever. But you don't have to.
For being emotionally intelligent enough to understand my boundary and communicate with me to figure out the problem of who needs space right now and when is a good time for me to get the attention that I'm looking for by way of moving out. Just move right now. I recognize that he looks tired.
Is it wrong?
Let me move out the way give him an hour and let him do his thing. And then hey, you all right? How was your day? You good? You straight? Emotional intelligence, recognizing how to get out of your own way sometimes.
Yeah, because like I understand like wanting to have, attention and wanting, but is it wrong to sometimes go, hey man, check that shit a little bit? Because like I understand the feelings of I want attention. But I also understand going, hey man, you're just like, and I don't have a second. Sometimes I don't have a part two. Sometimes there's like, hey, you're just being like a really arrogant piece of shit. Like I don't need to necessarily soothe that part of me. Like it's not just going like, hey, I want attention, and then still wanting that to be soothed. It's going, hey, I'm OD right now. Like she don't need to fucking talk to me. Like
she's being emotionally unintelligent by way of letting her ego dictate what she's looking for. And it's creating the problem as opposed to solving one.
Yeah, that whole just saying like, I just want some attention. I understand that. It's still wrong though. I want you to kind of turn that down.
That's what you want, but is that what we need right now?
Yeah, like if I said like, hey man, I just want to punch you in the face right now. Oh, I get it. All right, cool. You just take my glass. No, why you feel like that? Like stop that. Like, damn. And then you can even get into like the whole other side of like, if we're gonna do the whole spiritual like law of attraction stuff, it's like if we're interacting, it's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Like as much, I even say on some friendship, like as much as Captain Stowe, like you would talk to either one of us by yourselves and be like, these people don't talk to human beings. Talk to this nigga every day, but it's not like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, at some point, hey man, did you see this? Yeah, cool. And a series of communication happened. We have the attention from your friend has happened throughout. That's it. Checked in for the day. especially when I hear like y'all living together, unless this person is just dog tired, you're having a bad day or whatever, but like, I see you there. We're gonna shut up. We in the same bed. Get off. Go. What's wrong with you? You're gonna see this person. She didn't come. Dog, y'all be naked next to each other and be like farting in the same space. She's gonna come touch your penis. Or whatever. I don't know.
Kenneth, we as black people gotta stop trauma bragging. Trauma bragging on beating kids, it reinforces the subconscious belief that we deserve punishment for naturally reacting. I can agree with that and challenge it to a degree, as far as ain't nothing wrong with a little whooping, in my opinion. But if you're whooping without providing context and understanding, that's how it can create trauma. There has to be a conversation that comes with this before and after. And understand whooping and beating the shit out your kids like this. I told you, motherfucker, that's not a conversation. That's not providing context. Have a conversation. Hey, don't do this because this, and happen, and this is going to get certain reaction. Wow. Have the conversation again. Do this, then I'm going to have to respond in this way. Something happens, I respond in that way. Post. This is why I respond in that way. What did you learn? What can we talk about? How can we keep from having this happen? Like there has to be conversation that ends up going in this direction, or it's wasted.
Time frame together at some point.
It's okay. We still have plenty of time. You got 30 seconds.
I just had a whole joke prior to. Like I was listening to you, and I was going to play this as we left, but I just was sitting here as I was listening to the end of that music. I was like, have we been listening to this like Sonic UPN music the whole time? No. It was cool though. Like I'm not, y'all don't care. Like we actually have like way more viewers in one WAP than before. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, y'all are cool.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you. Feel free to interact with us on social media. We'll see you next week, 4:30 here on TGN Radio.
Go listen to this.
Except for y'all live, y'all can still hear us and see us.